Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we start the next session. And this session starts actually with our special guest, the guest that was not revealed in the program, but without whom nothing would happen with GDPR. Well, the real mother of the work on GDPR, Madame Viviane Reding, the commissioner, former commissioner of the European Union, is with us. And thinking about the future, we would like to ask her first, what is her view on the data protection at the moment and data protection in the next years? Madame Reding, the floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, happy birthday. And when I say happy birthday, I remember also those who were, during those years, when I had data protection in my hand, an enormous help for me to work. Peter Hastings, who is here with us, thank you for everything. And a very tender memory of Giovanni Buttarelli, who was a helping hand always when it was needed. Now, for me, the whole thing started in the year 2010. It was a year where the Lisbon Treaty was put in practice, and it was a year where, joined to the Lisbon Treaty, there was a Charter of Fundamental Rights, our European Bill of Rights, even if it doesn't have that name. And in the Lisbon Treaty and in the Charter, there was a special article, and there is a special article, on the right of the individual to its own private data. So for me, as a commissioner, it was not if and when and maybe I was going to do something. It was an obligation to do something, because at that time, really, the private data was not preserved. So I started with experts to look on the subject as soon as 2010. In 2011, I announced in a speech that there would be a data protection rule coming, and at that moment, the lobbying started. It was one of the most incredible lobbying I have seen in the 15 years I have been a European Commissioner. It was a joint venture of the American government, the American companies, trying to say to everybody, be it in the Commission, in the governments, and in the Parliament, to stop me. Well, you know who has stopped me. Certainly not the Americans. And the others have helped me. I would like to recall just two names. One for the European Parliament, Jan-Philipp Albrecht, who was a rapporteur and who has done a gorgeous work, and one who was my collaborator and a brilliant jurist, Martin Selmayr, who has done a gorgeous work. And without those two, the data protection regulation would not be on the table. I put it on the table the 25th of January 2012, and then the discussion started. Why did I put on the table a regulation? Because I did not want to have again division in so many parts of the single market. I wanted to have one rule for all. But of course, you know how things go. Before you have everybody agree, you have put again so many exceptions into it that it did not become what I hoped it would become, a single market for privacy with a single regulator. That was the basic idea, but then unfortunately, it went to regional and national regulators, and they looked more for the nitty-gritty than for the real problems with the big platforms. I had not written the regulation for the butcher shop in the neighborhood, nor for the small village football club, but I had written it in order to have a strong protection for our personal data on the big platforms and in the big administrations. And I hope that in future that can be the case. I have not thought something when I put this on the table. I thought it was a European affair, and it became a world affair. It developed slowly and slowly into a worldwide standard. And I am very proud of this because it has shown that the basic values of Europe, we can export them. We can not only export goods, we can also export values and ideas. And I would like to finish my small intervention for your birthday saying that thank you to all those in member states, in administrations, in the Commission, in the Parliament, who have helped during all those years to make a small idea big and the protection of the individual a real European goal. Thank you.